Alright, final goal of stage 4, where we got another speed snap Grand Prix circuit. So it's the same spot that we've been running this at. We need to come in 4th place because of the situation with our tire, right? And because I got the full second tier upgrades, my PR is high enough to get through this one, or be able to compete in this one, even with the bumped up PR requirement now, 63.4. And we're looking for 4th place. Right now, 220.1 kph is the target we just saw, which is not possible, at least with my skill, with the amount of upgrades that I currently have on this car when it's not serviced, right? And I was trying to see if this event we might get lucky like the earlier speed snap, where we were able to leave and come back and see if the target speed would adjust, as in whether bot training was an option. And oh yeah, there's another stipulation with this particular challenge: no off track. Right, so alright, so I got 211 there and change, 5th place. And when we look at the target, the 4th place is going to show 220 and change. So that's really all our concern is. We don't really care what the 1st place finishes, right? So 220.13 is what we got. And if we do retry, I didn't catch the number, but it should be the same number. The 4th place, that is. And because the tire wear, it is just constantly going down, whether you're coasting, where you're sitting down and doing nothing, or whatever. So it's sort of like a countdown timer here. So the challenge here is you wanna, there you go, no off track. But anyway, here's what I realized. I try to quit, right? Like I'm doing right now, and come back to race again. The 1st place does adjust. 4th place is still, I think it was 220.1, I think. And the 5th place like drops down to like 200 something, like 204 or something dismal like that, right? Which is all fine. But once again, the target that we gotta beat is in 220s. So that's the only number that's relevant to us, the 4th place, right? And we're not going to be quite fast enough to get up to 220, but we can, as you can see, 214.56. Now, if this ends up repeating, kind of if it's following any kind of a pattern, because if it's not following any pattern, then it becomes a bit of a hit and miss, and it becomes a test of your patience, right? So if you look at the 4th place here, it's 220.13. So if I just keep at it, retry, that's gonna stay there. That's not gonna change. But what I noticed was when I leave and come back in the 3rd time, remember, I had to do it twice in the 1st goal of the stage 4. Now, when I do this the 3rd time, let's look at pay attention to what the 4th place target speed is going to be. And it is, it's still 220. Never mind. In that case, maybe it's not just every 3rd one. You know what? Here, let's quit and give it another try. So that's still 220s. All right. What if Maybe it's because I didn't run. Maybe I do need to run and lose. Ah, there you go, 214.9. I think that's what it said, right? So we can bring down the target. Now, then the next question is, with the car in its current state, 214 is not necessarily easy number to beat either. You still have to get everything lined up perfectly, right? So, but at least that is much more promising than, let's say, something in 220. You know what I mean? This is not going to be a very good one. Not to mention that I wasn't able to actually keep it on the track. My goodness. Talk about slippery. Alright, so 214.9 is the current target, and I haven't seen it go down any further. So if you do, well, lucky you. Your goal would be that much easier. But at least in my attempt here, it hasn't budged. So go deep and corner and then try to go as straight as we can. I might have slowed down a bit too much there. And up, and poor angle. But I think I can beat 214. I know it's on the higher end up 214, so we'll see. Everything really has to line up perfectly. I know the first place target is 230, so that's not really giving us any kind of clue on what we're really attempting here. Alright, come on. There we go. 215.35. Definitely not 220. But certainly above 214. So would you call that bot training? Maybe. Since the target was just the 4th place. Let's check out the replay on that one. I want to see. Maybe we'll get an aerial view of what kind of line that I took on that downhill curve that comes up. Alright, nice aerial view. And actually, let's pause so we can actually stay in this view. And I probably could have done even, I don't know, it's difficult to tell because the car is so slippery right now. But important point is to hug that corner very tight. Well, as tight as you are going to be able to pull it off with the very, very reduced grip. Because I think the tire percentage was what, down in like 30% something, 30-40% range. So car is going to be very slippery. And even this, like the following, I would call it straight, but there is just enough of a slope there. You see that? Car is this slippery. Even that will push the car off the track. As you saw, it was drifting outside. Yeah, I know. Gravity at work. I'm being pulled down the slope side. Anyway, it is doable. That's the important part here. Unserviced. Is there a point in doing it unserviced? If you're in a hurry, I don't know. Even then, you probably could have done just as much by getting it serviced. Just watch 6 ads. That's not too long, right? Anyway, we got the reward of 12 gold now. So look, that was a pretty respectable effort given the circumstances. Zoe just went out there after you and soundly won. but this one is possibly, partially my fault. I would say entirely your fault, Eric. Alright, let's not focus on who is to blame though. That's how you know who is to blame. The person that is to blame would say that, right? Alright, so next stage looks like we got some autocross that we're going to be doing. So take a quick break and get the F8 Tributo ready for next stage. So stage 5, the comeback, unlocks right away, as we've seen so far, right? You don't have to wait for each stage to unlock in these track day events, unlike the old special events in the past. So this one actually has a storyline too. Look at that. I mean, not terribly sophisticated storyline. Not that we ever had those, but it's mainly Eric just talking, right? With Zoe popping in earlier a few times. Anyway, all right. What do you got, Eric? F8 Tributo has some fresh tires. Okay, good. Your good friend Eric has a watch that's set to Austrian time. Thank you. Let's start getting ready for the next round of competition. Alright, so we'll start with the first goal of stage 5 in the next video. So we'll see you then. Stay tuned.